Very happy market watch, everybody. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button and leave it in a comment down below. Tell me how you guys' holidays were. Want to be walking away with something very, very awesome. It is Christmas today, so I just wanted to say happy holidays. We just finished up our Tournament of Madness. Went until literally 4:30 in the morning, so we're getting Market Watch filmed here, and then I'm going to take the nicest nap that I deserve for this. So please, like I said, leave a comment down below. Tell me how your holidays are here. And one of you will be walking away with something very, very cool. Should probably be something related to Gem, if I had to guess. So, Starry Night Dragon. Did you guys know that these are still like 70 cents? This is irrelevant because we just had a Starry Night mirror in the finals. But these things are like $1, $2 copy. You never really realize how crazy this card's value is until you're just like, because the entire Starry Night archetype does revolve around the concept of needing a level 7 monster. And I think that's the reason why this archetype never did like super strong at the beginning of its life. It's because like you're just kind of missing such important stuff, and Starry Night doesn't have the K in the front of it, so it's still Starry Night Dragon, but it's not Starry Night Dragon. English is hard. Your other Starry Night cards, 25 cents on down to 20 cents, even though Balefire is probably one of the better ones that you can access. Of course, the Arrival is also very, very solid. But most of these are shockingly very, very cheap. You know, it's crazy that this archetype has existed for as long as it has. And we've just not seen any real power-ups for it. But I mean, this was a Ghost from the Past archetype, minus, you know, the short amount of support that we did get for Orbital. And of course, we did get CL. So I mean, like, they did give us power-ups, but they just were not supplementally enough to keep the deck going. Santa Claus, and I'm sure most of you guys know that this mini kaiju monster has very famously been one of the interesting choices that we have seen throughout the years. I mean, these are $15 on up to $20 for the Seekers from Advent Calendar 2014, which is kind of crazy. Meanwhile, Santa Claus Advent Calendar, these are actually, oh wow, these are still at $8 or $5-6 a piece. Yeah, the Advent Calendar ones have still been pretty much cruise controlling at value. We've also got the Speed Duel Twisted Nightmare ones at 5s. Looks like we've also got the Super Rare ones at 3s. We've also got $3 copies from the Speed Duel. Wow. Every single copy of Santa Claus here is still coming in at a $3-ish mark. And that's actually interesting. Okay. The Advent Calendar itself, I'm sure many of you guys remember this. You know, for this being a 2018 product and this being dubbed one of the biggest failures in the game, it's crazy to me that you have these up at $65 a piece. Now, do these actually get sales data? Yeah, somehow. Granted, not very many of these have sold, but the problem is there's not very many of them on the market to sell. This product is, it's so weird. Your Snowman Eaters from this set are like $6 a piece. Your Baguskas, this is also now on a ban list watch because of, you know, what we got. I mean, these are like $6. You have $5 copies of Heartland Draco. There's your Santa Claus. And then, of course, interestingly enough, your Toy Magician from in here is a $1 card as well. You never would have guessed to see that one. Hatronades are also like 50 to 70 cents. Firecrackers coming in at 40 to 50. Alfurias are also 30 to 40. And Ceremonial Bells are like 40 to 50 cents. I think this one's kind of crazy. But the era of Anguishol is over. You know, we're no longer at that place where I need to feel that I need to side deck for it. Interestingly enough there. We do see the Lumfire Blast coming in pretty cheap. Yeah, a lot of this, you know, it's for seeing how cheap this stuff is. You know, like the amount of cards they chose to reprint in this set. It's crazy to me that you put this set up on a pedestal and show that, you know, it's actually doing as well as it was. There is also the 2019 Advent Calendar, which was the Kuriboh brothers. These, hello, can you go back there for a second? Do we have like no sales there? These are $95 a piece. and you have no sales data on these. The 2019 Advent calendar sells worse than the 2018. To be fair, this Advent calendar had value in it for years. As you can see, the Wing Kuriboh level 10s are still $6. You also see Multiply is also a $6-7 card. Kuribohs are still like $6 as well. The Kuriboh tokens are 5s. Then Kuribohs are dollars. Transcendent Wings are like 2 to 3s. Your Performapal Kuribohs are doing pretty decently well here as well. So, I mean, like, it just comes down to what flavor of really weird Kuriboh do I feel like I need to pick up out of this set and be able to do things with. And 95, 100, and 350 are crazy things to see there. Last Wave from Another Planet. I figured I'd toss this in because, you know, it's Christmas. We got a lot of the speculation right now, or at least we're very afraid of the possibility of what's coming with this. I'm not really too sure. The Last Wave from Another Planet for the worldwide release is 2 listings. That's crazy. You got, how much is a first ed near mint of this? I am very curious right now. First ed near mint is $55 for a Last Wave. But I mean, your Metamorphosis target here is telling you that, you know, this card is going to have some sort of value. So, I mean, I guess you dip on down here, DB2s. These were supers. Honestly, I think the super looks really good. And then, of course, the dual Overlord versions, these are actually hitting like dollars now, too. So, I see that, you know, we are moving along the chain here. Interesting. Droll Bird. Well, you know, Droll and Lock Bird pops along here for the holidays with $70. I do see that we have the World Championship versions from 2011. These are $200. We've also got $35 versions of the rare. It's crazy to me that for just a vanilla monster, for a little tropical bird, this guy is like $35. And then, of course, every other Droll and Lock Bird underneath the sun. It is kind of cool, though, to see that we've got enough Droll and Lock Birds in rotation that you can get $1, $2 copies. Though, it's more amazing to me that most of these are over the $2 mark. Man, we have so many Droll prints. That's crazy. Shout out to the Evil Twins. Remember, 1-card engine, and we do have the holiday ones here. Frost coming in at $125. Meanwhile, Lilla Treats down to $39. That's crazy. And then, of course, $18 for the Quarter Century. $6 on the Kishi Sakil. And, of course, the Collector's Rare is still pretty cheap. Very low listings on that, actually. Your Lilla coming in at $4 to $5. That's not bad. The Sunny Snitch is still underneath $1. It's actually pretty good to see some refixing on that front. Wow, your Platinum Lillas are $. That's interesting. Didn't expect to see that. And then, of course, PCR is coming in at a little bit of value. Evil Twins have always been kind of the little celebration cards. They're the ones that you look at and you're like, hey, you know, there's something kind of cute to these cards. And I always think that's going to be something kind of cool to take note of. Also, the Evil Twins themselves, these are $59. That's not bad. You have $15 Kishi Sakil Collector's Rares. Meanwhile, you have $8 Lillas. That's crazy to see the flip side of that. Of course, you have a couple of these Field Centers, 8s, 10s, and 6s. Okay. Of course, you got $5 versions, and then, of course, you dip on down here. Until we get, like, the alt arts for these, I think these are going to remain very, very, very cheap due to the holidays. And then, of course, Wing Kuriboh. I was kind of curious. It's the holidays. I was like, you know, for an old childhood card that you might have liked as, like, a Fallen Angel, these are 128 on up to 150. Yeah, these have tanked down so much now that... I love that listing for 160. They've dropped down so much now. Near mints are actually coming in at $404 now for these. So it definitely is a time, to say the least, for these cards. So my thing here is happy holidays, everybody. Take a second to, you know, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about everything. it's been a good day, and I hope you guys have a good holiday out there. And I'll probably still get out a good amount of content today for you. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.